it all, unlocking multiple income streams. You are going to learn how to unlock many income streams in the digital space without the hustle. That is what I love. For example, Paula, she took what she learned inside of this. She created her own digital product called Magnetic Method for digital marketers, and she had her first sale and made $397, all because of what she learned inside the Legacy Builders program. She applied and has just added this other income stream to her tool belt of income streams. Every single millionaire and billionaire on this planet has more than one income stream. It's okay for you to as well. You'll love it. Now, this is the part I love. I want to do the income math with you. This is the math that changes everything. I did not want to contact a customer and make $50 or $13. I wanted one customer to be worth your time. Because when you're first starting out, you don't have a following yet, you haven't built authority yet, you haven't built a brand yet, so it's going to take longer to get customers. So one customer equals $1,400. All you need is 6 customers a month to make 14 or times 1,400 is 100K a year. Just 6 customers a month. You've realized there is 5 billion people on social media, and all you need, my friend, is 6 customers a month to become a 6-figure earner. That is just in one of our income streams that you can unlock. How many of you would love to learn how to get so good with your marketing that you can attract 6 customers a month? Put yes in the comments if that's you. Yes, love it. And here's what I love. You don't need no massive audience, is not needed, just the right community to support you along the way. You make 100% profit, so no sharing your profits with others. You do not have to share your profits with others when you're promoting something digital. And multiple income streams inside our community. Model we teach, and this is the model that grew a community to 59,800 people. Okay, so a little bit about the Legacy Builders, everything you need in one place. The full Legacy Builders program unlocked in Spanish and English, affiliate marketing training, TikTok shop, UGC creator training, AI training, master resale rights training, 6 and 7-figure scaling roadmap, done for you funnel sequence, and live training and community. This is literally your one-stop e-learning program. So here's my question for you. How many customers would you need on a monthly basis to cover your rent or your mortgage? At $1,400 a month, how many would you need? Typically, when I ask that, people say 2 to 3 customers. Okay, yeah. That's our first goal, by the way. That's our first big goal. I want to make sure that your biggest expense is covered every single month. That removes pressure. And then when you can remove pressure, freedom comes, right? So many of you thinking, but why now? Well, the window is open right now that I've never seen before. And most people don't even know it. The opportunity is huge right now. First of all, there's 5.3 billion people globally online. $6.3 trillion in sales, online sales, is expected for 2026. 6.3 trillion. You know how much money is going to be made online? Why not you? And the 2-hour work model that actually works. It's all about structure time so you have more freedom in your life. So if you want a clear starting point instead of guessing, you are in the right place. So what I want to do real quick before I go on, because something that I thought was so powerful about this was, I'm just a gal in Kansas. And I just started creating content for my perfect customer. And my content was pushed in South Africa. And it has created a ripple effect in South Africa. Matter of fact, in South Africa right now, there's 29 self-made millionaires in South Africa. And I want Lulama to come on and share with you, because not only has she taken what she's learned inside the Legacy Builders program, and not only does that create her an income, now she's even launched her own community and making income inside of there, helping people, not even in like a digital way, right? Because she learned the marketing skills. Okay, Lulama, are you with me, my friend?
I'm here. Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody. So my name is Lulama Alipi Hughes, also known as Lulu. I am a wife. I'm a designer by profession. I'm a bag designer. I have my own brand called Lulu London. I came across the Legacy Builder when I was frazzled. I was that wife who was trying to juggle, being a wife and also just trying to like run a business, Lulu London. Lulu London is a business that I've been running since 2021 when I lost my father. And it just grew. I launched it in New York and it went to London, it went to Germany, it went to the Caribbean. But I was not managing at all. Like I was failing dismally. I was losing so much money. And, I came across the Legacy Builder around the time where I was about to really throw the towel because I wasn't sure whether I'm a boy or a bicycle because nothing was coming together. But I was showing up, I was doing the right thing. I went to school, I've got a master's degree. I thought this is the right path. After I completed my master's degree, I went and started my own business and it was just not working. Luckily, I came across the business when I was already a content creator. So I started content creation just out of, being someone who's a natural community builder. I wanted to share information to people across the world on how to access opportunities abroad because I'm somebody who has had an opportunity to study, work, and live abroad. So, around the time that I came across the Legacy Builder, I think I was already 2 years in the content creation space and I had over 200,000 followers. But I'm a wife, I'm this bad designer, I'm struggling, and there's information right in my face. I see people talking about making money. I was making money as a content creator, but it was not consistent income. Up until I came across some lady, who I had been following for quite some time. And, she spoke about the Legacy Builder being a business that one should learn if you want to make consistent income online. And I remember sending her text messages, a couple of times. And this was a South African lady. And I was in London at that time. I was based in London. And I sent her a message. And then I saw people talking about the 2-hour workflow. And I just thought, this can't be like this 2 hours workflow thing can't be real, Then I think I wasted time, because I was just having a limiting belief. I was thinking this can't be real. People are making money in 2 hours. How come? How dare? So then I thought about it and I was like, what's the worst that could happen if I really just ask this lady and I corner her and I just ask her to tell me how does she make money in 2 hours? And then one day I just told her. And around that time, I've lost so much money in my business. I think I'd lost around 18,000 pounds, which translates to probably $20,000 in dollars. In South African rands, that's a lot of money. And I was like, let me call her. And I contacted her and I said, listen, I really want something that's just going to just help me, just stay afloat. Right now, I have a business, it's bleeding money, but I really just want something that's just going to help me just, be above the water. I wasn't expecting to make, anything more than, let's say, $200, And she said, yeah, just start the business, you can start with $100. I didn't even know that there's other programs. I just started because I was just tired of being in my situation and I just wanted to do something different, And I purchased the program and I didn't even know what was going on. All I knew was at least I can content create. I can create content and I can educate, And I just leaned on that. And I remember making $400 in 4 days of starting this business. And I'm like, in 4 days, I've been able to make $400. And I thought I'm just going to make 200 maybe a month, And I made $400 and I was like, I'm in. And I just focused and, just try to just dive in as much as I can. And I think by the end of 4 weeks, I'd already made $4,000. And that really just changed for me. I didn't tell my family anything. I didn't tell my husband. I kept it cute and mute until I think 3 months into the business when I I actually made like 500,000 in South African rands, you know, it was like almost 30,000 rands. And I was like, oh, you know, there's this business that I'm doing, you know, online, and it has made me this much money. And my husband is American, you know, and I said, it made me $30,000. So he was like, $30,000. And I, you know, and I said, yes, you know, I'm educating people about how to make money online. But for me, you know, when I was able to actually make that money, I paid off a debt that was making me have sleepless nights, you know, immediately. And this was around 4 months where I was able to pay off a 400,000 debt, which was about $20,000. And that was a seismic shift. First of all, you know, in just 4 months, everything changed for me because I learned so much about the business. I started off as somebody wanting to just, you know, be afloat, but I was able to pay off a whole debt, you know. And after that, learn a skill. You know, what I learned, which I didn't know in the online space, was that I can make consistent income. You know, I was in the online space. I was a content creator. I would get brand deals now and then, and they would make me work, you know, like work. I remember my first brand deal was with the bank, and it was a 3 months campaign. And the amount of money that they paid for that brand deal, I had to sweat blood, water, and I don't know what else, you know. But when I realized that I can make $900 a day, I can actually make double of it in a day. And that was a seismic shift for me. And, you know, I started just really teaching other women about this, you know, who were in the same place as me, teaching other men, teaching people who are stressed, people, you know, who are in debt. And, you know, just wanting them to understand that there is a way to be able to do this. You know, you don't have to be stuck just because, you know, you don't know how to make money. People are on their phones, they're scrolling all the time. And I think in 11 months of being in the business, I was able to make my first million in South African rands. And I mean, I didn't say anything about it. I just thought, thank you, God, you know, this is really something that is good. It has helped me shift the mindset. It has helped me raise my standards. It has also helped me, you know, just teach other people that this is possible.
Oh my goodness, isn't, hopefully she'll come back here. Isn't her story absolutely amazing, you guys? Like, oh my goodness, hopefully she will unfreeze here, but she has gone on to create her own community. I would love for her to share, like, oh, there you are. Okay, you're back.
Oh, did you lose me? Sorry.
We did.
Oh,
we lost
okay.
you.
Okay, so I mean, I think I'm 17 months in the business. You know, I've gone on to create my own community. I'm mentoring in my community. I think people in my community, it's 2,700 now. And I started my community in November, you know, and I'm now mentoring in 14 different countries. And I didn't know how to do that, you know. I was just that content creator that used to give information on TikTok. But now, you know, I've built a community. I'm able to actually engage people and just do proper mentorship. And I've learned this skill in the business, you know. I didn't know that there's something like creating a community that exists. And, you know, this business is not only about making money, it's about you building, you know, building a community, building a legacy for yourself, building so many different avenues of being able to earn. You know, I'm somebody now who's able to just travel as much as I want. I'm an avid traveler, but with this business, you know, I travel as much as I want because I'm not in debt. I'm debt free. I can be able to do whatever I want. Before, even if I needed to travel, I would go and travel and be broke after that. Now I don't even look at what traveling really means or it costs, you know. And I'm here to inspire a lot of people who are thinking that, you know, this online space is for entertainment. When I learned about Michelle, I really had a seismic shift. Every time, you know, I see Michelle, I say, Michelle and I started TikTok around the same time. I started TikTok I think in October. She started in September, I think, with the business. And I always wish if I had met her then, you know, I feel like I would have had an even, you know, a bigger impact in terms of helping other people, because this business is not only about you helping yourself, but there are so many women that are on this platform today, you know, who are on on this webinar who are listening, who came across me, you know, who were able to actually change their lives. People who were depressed, you know, people who had jobs that they hated, and they were able to actually, they came across my video and they were able to start the business. So if you are here and you're really, really doubting, you know, some of us are the proof in the pudding that this works. I was a damsel in distress when I started. Now I'm cruising, you know, and I'm helping people cruise. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate it. I love your heart and I love what you're doing. You're not only in this, but also with your community. Just kind of just briefly show, like, because your community isn't about making money. Share with them what your community is about, because I think it's really cool that you've just taken the skills that you've learned in here to do that.
Thank you, Michelle. So I'm an avid traveler. You know, I'm somebody who has been traveling for over 25 years. I started my journey in traveling as a flight attendant. I do look young, but I am, you know, in my mid 40s. So I started traveling when I was like 21 as a flight attendant. And because of the knowledge of traveling, and that's what I started doing, you know, as a content creator, it was to share information about traveling, whether it has to do with job opportunities abroad, whether it has study opportunities abroad, or just visa opportunities. And you know, I started my community to educate people about those opportunities. I teach people, you know, about what kind of opportunities can they access with different parts of the world. I'm somebody who has been very fortunate to live in different parts of the world. I've lived in 4 countries, and you know, I educate about study opportunities. And if somebody is stuck, for example, and don't even know where to begin, I will guide you, like I will give you a step-by-step guide on how to apply for studies abroad, for, you know, scholarships, because I am somebody who has studied abroad. I studied in London, for example, as a South African. So I always teach things that I've already gone through and I've already been able to access. But mainly my community is to give people access to opportunities abroad, whether it has to do with, you know, work, study, or just visa opportunities. I have people who contact Michelle and they tell me, you know, today I'm about to marry my husband because I met you online. You gave me an opportunity to go and, you know, and work in the UK. Because of your video, I went to the UK and now I'm marrying my husband. And that really, really warms my heart, you know. And we may take it for granted that we are in the online space, but we are impacting people in ways that we don't even imagine. And having opportunities to even build communities, you know, is just, you know, invaluable. So thank you so much for just coming across, you know, somebody that spoke about this business, because not only have I expanded, but I've extended my expansion to other people, even through my community.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I really wanted people to hear that, right? Because you didn't join to get some extra income, but you took your skills and knowledge, it grew your confidence, and now you've created an amazing community like that that has nothing to do with making income, but helping people travel. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate you, and congratulations on all your success. Oh, love it.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. I'm honored to share my story.
Yes, that's what I'm sharing with you right there, right? So she was able to take what she learned. Like I said, you learn everything you need in the digital space to like pursue dreams, help other people in many different areas. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, such a great story. So let's just talk about what is offered, right, when you get started. Because I want you to imagine having one offer that unlocks 10 income streams and unlocks the learning potential to grow, just like you heard Lulama be able to do. So this is what I love. You make 100% profit on your website. You can have up to the 10 income streams. And if you look at that, that is 6,600 in e-learning programs that you can get the resale rights on. And you have a bonus as well. And that is part of the community. Yes, you're in business for yourself. You're going to make 100% profit, but you're not in business by yourself. You have support. We got to change this, right? We're now 59,800 members. But when we launched in April of 2024, you guys, in 10 months, our community collectively generated $29 million. That went into the community's pockets. You know how many lives were changed. You know how many families were able to get out of debt, walk away from that part-time job, walk away from their full-time job. pay their cars off, get a new car, get a new home, change their zip code. That's what we love. You know how many moms are able to never take a calculator to the grocery store again? That's the things that we love. We do have a training inside of there, Launch to Profit in 7 days. And when you go through that, some people do get their investment back in 7 days. Some people go through it again and it takes a week or two, but it is a simple to follow strategy that you can have. And here's what our community looks like, right? We do challenges. Right now we have a 90-day challenge going on to help you grow and scale a business to what it takes to make 30K in 90 days. You get access to the replays. We do weekly calls. If you can't get on live, you can get access. These webinars that you are on right now, you get access to the replays and you get access to inviting potential customers to them as well. Okay, we have every single thing you need to be very, very successful. Now, what I want to do is there is a gal in our community that actually, when she got started, she was brand new to the digital space. So guess what she did? She just simplified her business, and Christina went through the Launch to Profit in 7 days. That's what she did, right? I want you to hear her story, right? You heard Lulama that had a following, but it wasn't generating the revenue she needed to get rid of stress. Then you have Christina as a stay-at-home mom that didn't have a following, didn't have any understanding. She just took that simple training. You guys, now she's a six-figure earner inside our community. And ask her, she never thought she would ever be a six-figure earner. That's the power if you're coachable and consistent. So Christina, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Yay. Love the color on you.
Thanks. It's my favorite. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, you're probably going to relate to my story a little bit. I'm nobody special, perfect, or fancy. I have literally been a stay-at-home mom for the last 15 and a half years to 3 boys. And that came with a lot of sacrifices. My husband, he worked himself to the bone. He worked nights, he worked weekends, and if we needed more money, he just kept working harder. And I was really, really tired of feeling crummy about myself because I couldn't help him pay the bills. I was the stay-at-home mom that always had a side hustle in my back pocket. I taught myself how to bake cookies. I had my own little baking business for 13 years. I would literally work 14-hour days to make an extra $30 or $40 to help my husband feed our family because of the cost of supplies on that side hustle. And I thought that was my only option. A little over a year ago was my massive turning point when I found this program. I thought I got to do something different. My husband started working more weekends. Saturdays were taken up. We still didn't have enough money, still paycheck to paycheck broke, in the red almost every single Monday. Credit card debt for the last 19 years together. Like, it was just constant struggle. I always said that we were like borderline house poor. We had enough to juggle the bills like a circus, but we didn't have enough to do anything with our kids. Never take vacations. If something broke down, we would have to call family to borrow money or a paycheck loan, or just constant debt, constant, what do you call them? Payment plans, all of those things. So the struggle was real. I thought, well, now that my kids are in school, I need to go get a job because I thought that was my only option. I haven't had a job in about 15, 16 years. So who's going to want to hire me and pay my worth? Or I actually went to nursing school before I got pregnant with my first son, and I spent 30 grand on a nursing degree, and then I quit to be a stay-at-home mom. So I thought, well, I could pick that up again. By the grace of God, I was scrolling on Facebook and this random lady popped up on my feed. God honest, have no idea how she even became my friend on Facebook at all. She was talking about making milk money. She was milking her cows and homeschooling her kids, and $900 was hitting her bank. And I'm like, that's insane. That sounds way too good to be true, but I was intrigued. So I got the information. I sat in her emails for a little bit because that was my biggest regret about this whole thing, is sitting in her emails for 3 weeks because I was nervous. I didn't understand what this was. I had never heard of a digital product, none of that stuff at all. And then she sent me a webinar just like this. And I didn't even know what a webinar was. Like, I am clueless to the digital space, completely clueless. She sent me a webinar. I listened to it. I heard a man named Daryl Hannah speak on that webinar, and something about his conviction and the way that he said what he said, it spoke to my heart. And I'm like, I got to do this. I really need to try, because what's the alternative? I mean, we're in debt. Like, what else am I going to do here? I went to my husband, I told him about it, and he said, Christina, that doesn't seem real. That sounds a little scammy, maybe a little pyramid scheme. And he just had so many limiting beliefs. But I, in my heart, felt like maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I heard Daryl say, if you are coachable, if you're consistent, there's literally no way you can't see some success. I had never done anything on the online space. I didn't even know how to post on TikTok. I knew nothing, but I believed him. I just had a fire in my heart to change my family's life. I jumped in on a payment plan because I couldn't afford to do this. We had no credit card. We had one credit card that had $400 left on it. I put it on a payment plan coming out of that credit card, and I wanted the Legacy Builder program, the top program at the time. I knew it was going to bounce. If I didn't make money, I knew it was going to go to collections. I didn't even care. I needed a change in our life. Jumped in, followed your Launch to Profit training. In 2 weeks, I made $900, paid that off. And then a couple days later, another sale. And when I got in here, I saw the mass amounts of success in here. And I'm like, that's crazy. If I could just make $1,000 a month, that would help my husband stop working Saturdays. I was naive to what I had my hands on. And I mean, then I started, it just exploded, and I didn't even try. I followed your steps. I followed the 90-day run. It gave me confidence in myself. It just peeled back insecure layers. I wanted to start this faceless because I didn't want people to see me. And that was my goal. Jumped in. I saw what I had my hands on. Like, everybody needs to see this. So I shared it, and now I never in my wildest dreams ever thought that I would make 6 figures from doing this, like, at all. Not even the slightest like inkling in my brain. It's just last night, I've actually, since you shared my shower money, my shower $1,400 day, I've actually made $3,600 in the last day and a half. Yesterday at the ballpark, this hit me so hard because I thought I needed a job. My kids right now, it is 6 days a week of baseball, 6 hours a day of baseball at the ball field. We live at the baseball pretty much. And I had a $900 customer hit my phone while I was watching my son play baseball last night. And that's not the first time that's happened. It happens on the regular, which is crazy. And I'm not bragging because this is literally the opportunity you have right here when you set this system up. But I'm sitting there and my phone made me $900. I'm so proud to share with my husband and my kids. They get so excited too. They're so proud of it. And then I hear this man sitting in front of us, and he says, somebody asked where his wife was. And he said, well, somebody called out of work, so she had to do a double. And she had, like, gives me goosebumps because she is, it hurts my heart that people don't realize that your phone can literally make you more than a full-time income at a job. Like, that woman had to work 14, 16 hour a shift and miss her son playing baseball. And that just killed me. So this isn't even just about the money either. The confidence you gain in yourself, your worth, you're surrounded by all these people that want to see you succeed. It is like such a environment where everybody's stressed, overwhelmed. I mean, that used to be me. I always say I was a stressed the hell out stay-at-home mom that was tired of feeling crappy. I wanted to spoil my husband. I hated being upset when my husband would spend $20 on a t-shirt because I knew that I paid a bill and it was going to go into negative. I didn't like feeling like that. I needed to change something. I couldn't afford to do it. I found a way to do it. And if you need a change, nothing is going to change if you don't do something different. You really have to think about, if you're sitting here contemplating this, what if it does work? Because that's the only belief that I jumped into. I listened to Daryl, and I'm so thankful for him showing up and saying those words. That's the only thing I remember about that webinar is those couple sentences. And that, it changed my entire life, like, to the core. I get to be home, I get to be present, and I still get to make more than a full-time income. My husband worked all week. And literally one of my sales covers what he makes all week. So I'm telling you, nothing will change if nothing changes. I spent 30 grand on a nursing degree. I never made a dime as a nurse. I invested in this class one time on a payment plan, and I've made over 6 figures from my phone as a stay-at-home mom working a couple hours a day. Like, where else can you make $1,400 in the shower? Not working, and keep 100% profit. And then you have a multimillionaire telling you exactly what to do every single day to grow your business. I'm so blessed. Thank you, Michelle. You have changed my life. Thank you is not even the right word. I can't express to you for creating this, for pouring into us. I am so, so forever thankful.
Well, congratulations. And that's just more spending money when you go to the beach for your birthday.
Yes, we are going down to Gulf Shores next month. I, as a stay-at-home mom, got to rent a beach house for my family. We just purchased my car, and my business is paying for that as a stay-at-home mom. I have never in my life made money like this. And I worked as a nursing assistant and had a decent income. Never anything like this, all from my phone. A couple hours a day around baseball, chaos. Like, just imagine cooking your family dinner and your phone lighting up and you look down and you see the PayPal symbol. Like, I love, like, it's like nothing else. And you unlock your phone and you see that while you're making dinner, your phone made you $1,400. Like, it's fire in here. It's not just the people that are speaking. Tons of wins inside this community. I'm so thankful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so proud of you. And I mean, every time you go to a ball game, you just like, you make the home run with money. And you're not the only one who can do it. And that's what I love. So thank you so much for sharing. Oh my goodness, you guys. I hopefully that story inspired you. Just hearing these stories, let them be your hope dealer, okay? Because your legacy starts now. Say yes to peace, purpose, and wanting to change your life. So I want to introduce you to the Legacy Builders Bundle Pack. It's everything you will ever need to grow a business in the digital space, to learn the digital skills, to be able to unlock multiple streams of income. You immediately can unlock 10, 5 in Spanish, 5 in English. You're going to learn AI, TikTok Shop, UGC, affiliate marketing, attraction marketing, email marketing if you want. It's all in there when you want to learn it. We have live interactive weekly calls like Daryl that she was talking about. He is going to be training next month inside our community. Like, you are trained by the people making the income. They literally share with you exactly what they do. You have a global business in 2 languages. Again, 72 customers is all you need to make 6 figures online. You get all of this for only $1,400. Yes, there's payment plans. And here's the part that I absolutely love. One customer gets you in profit mode. That is something that is super important. Here's an example of some of the AI training that you get. I love that. AI is not going to take you out of business, but not knowing AI will. So we've helped you unlock the most amazing AI training that can save you time and help you grow a very successful business. Now, if that is not your goals, we get it. We know one size doesn't fit all. We like to have options for everyone. We like to meet you where you are on your path to learning digital marketing and making an income online. So we have our Legacy Builders program, and you can get it in Spanish or English. With that, you still generate 4 income streams. You still get UGC, you still get brand deals, you still get affiliate marketing as well. Our digital mastery, you still unlock 3 income streams, and yes, you still get a UGC and brand deals inside of that as well. Passive Daily Pay Blueprint, you still get 2 income streams, and you still get 1 income stream. Every single product includes an automated system and your email automations, because we want you to learn how to create passive income online. So you're listening to me right now and you're probably like, man, this sounds really good. I really want to be like Lulama. I really want to be like Christina, but do I have time? So I'm going to have Amy come on, you guys, and share with you, because when she discovered our program, she had 2 jobs. 2 jobs as a single mom, and she was able to turn her 2 jobs into making 6 figures in 9 months. So Amy, I'm gonna let you be their hope dealer today for the people that don't think they have enough time.
Absolutely. I just got one question for everybody in here, and I want to see your answer in the comments. How many of you have 2, 3 jobs? How many of you are always looking for a way to make more money somehow, get another job, work overtime? Because I know you're here for a reason, and that's exactly why I wanted a way out, because I was sick and dang tired of struggling. I got a divorce. I ended up taking care of 3 kids on my own, and I was the only person that financially took care of them. What was I supposed to do? I grew up believing and only seeing when people needed more money, they got another job. And if one wasn't enough, they got a second job and a third job, or they were side hustle, this, that, go work at the coffee shop, whatever. I was tired of living like that. But I didn't know, because I had no clue about automations. What's automations? What does that mean? Big corporations have online businesses, right? I didn't know that somebody like myself, a single mom that worked in the trucking industry, that was a waitress, working 70 hours a week for years, just grinding. Christina was talking about being at her kids' baseball. I had 3 kids in 3 different sports year round. Fit all of this in. I needed hope. I needed purpose. And I had, so I thought, no way out. Until I seen one video of a single mom that took a chance on herself. And I said, why not me? I don't know anything about social media because my daughter had just put me on there. She literally created my TikTok for me. I could barely order on Amazon. But I was so sick and tired of crying in the shower. I was so sick and tired of telling my kids, no, maybe next week. Let me see next paycheck. Maybe we can afford that. There was no way in heck that I could get a 3rd job. I mean, I'm already sleeping on 1.5 hours of, a night, if that, and trying to be there for them. I had to find the answer. But here's the biggest thing. I didn't know social media. I had no clue how websites worked, how marketing worked, sales worked. I had never done anything like any of this at all. My truck from the West Coast to the East Coast in my sleep. I can deliver food to a table and I can give you the best customer service there is in a restaurant. But I knew nothing about this other stuff until I found this program that broke it down for me step by step. Taught me what automations were. Collecting emails. So those emails will go out automatically to people. They get to hear my story, and then they can tell their story to help other people. It's a trickle-down effect. So if I can learn and I can fit in 16 to 18 hours a day, grinding, I can fit the step-by-step program into my day, throughout my day, just following what we're taught in this program. Anybody can do this. Absolutely. You just got to want more for you. You got to want more for your family and your kids. I got tired of looking at my kids and disappointing them. They didn't complain, but I felt it. I knew it. And I had to change that, not only for me, but for my kids. And now today, I get to share my story like I'm doing with you to give you hope to change yours. I want you to get out there and tell your story like we've all done. So you realize you're not alone. And if we can do this, just everyday people working average jobs and just tired of the hustle. If we can do this, you can absolutely do this. Step by step, you're going to learn how to make money online. It's up to you though. If you're tired of struggling, we're here to help. We have an amazing community of people just like you. Thank you, Michelle.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. You guys borrow her hope right now. And you might be going, okay, how do I get started? How do I be part of your community? How do I be surrounded by this? How do I learn this? We'll get back with the person that shared this with you, and they have sent you an email. That's how you got on here. If you scroll down to the bottom of the email, you're going to see a PS. In that email that shows you their website. Scroll through their website, see what they offer, get the program that is best for you. We know one size doesn't fit all. That's why we like to have options for you. Now you get some bonuses today, Freedom Friday, you get some bonuses. And one of the bonus is you're going to get access to our digital growth community where you're going to get the most amazing support and mentoring to help you. You're also going to get another bonus, the 3C formula training, where you're going to learn how to create content and have clarity, certainty, and connection in your content, because connection equals currency. So you're going to get free access to that as well. And you're also going to get the community builders training that we did. And you're going to learn exactly what Lulama did of how she's created her own community to help people with traveling, right? If you want to build a faceless brand, you're going to get the Invisible Empire training as well. And you're going to get 200 digital products. So ideas. So if you want to even create your own product, you're going to get that as well. So again, just get back with the person that shared this with you, and they can, they gave you a website, check it out. If you have any questions, email them. They would love to answer questions. And I can't wait to see you inside our community. Now, what I want to do real quick, because you've heard us talk about Daryl a lot, I just want to see if he can jump on and share his story. I haven't even got to ask him. I think I've seen him on here though. Oh, Daryl, can you share? Just short notice.
Freedom Friday, man.
There you
say
go.
that and it just feels good. You know, it's crazy when you can just be at the house in your little, little footy still, and you don't have any shoes.
Yeah, look, Daryl, I got my house shoes on still.
It's a good feeling. 2 years ago, I'd be on the road, house to house, driving all over Tennessee, helping people with life insurance. And here I am now, up $300 already, and I haven't even been outside yet. So, well, actually, I have. I went to the gym earlier. But anyway, man, I just appreciate you guys. I get fired up every time I hear Amy's story, because, when I think about, just being a single mom, raising 3 kids. I grew up in a single parent home. So I know how that is, just, from that standpoint. And it's just inspiring to hear that story and working on them kind of hours. And then hearing Christina's story, because I can remember back here in December, I can remember when Christina started and she was coming up the ranks. And I remember telling her this, Michelle, this is no lie. I told her, I said, because she was, she's real consistent. She shows up, and I was like, I told her, I said, I think you can make 10 grand in January, and I said, you can make it one time. Unless something crazy happens, you can continue to do that. And she was able to do that in January and February too. And so now it's just good to see that, because everybody starts at the same place. And I think we get caught up in seeing people who have made money, and we think they just came in and just started winging it right out the gate and making a lot of money. But everybody starts at ground zero. You got to go through the training. You got to pop up on them webinars. You got to get coached and mentored. And that's the thing. This program provides you with everything. There's nothing that this program that Michelle has created doesn't provide us with. And it is proven, because we've got so many people who have made income, just regular blue-collar men and women from all backgrounds, ethnicities, races, different cultures, everything. But a little bit about me real quick. I don't want to be long. Guys, before I came into the online space, I spent 30 years working in corporate America. All I've known is 12-hour days, 10-hour days, manual labor, back breaking, sweating, struggling, broke, living check to check, stressed out, borderline alcoholic. I mean, I can go on all day. I worked the job for 14 years. I was a foreman over 6 welders in the department. They came in on a Tuesday and just told me, hey, they were moving in another direction. No 2-week warning, no, hey, we're going to give you time enough to find you another job, just like that. You're just done, and caught myself separated from my family. I'm gonna try not to get emotional, because every time I think about this, man, I tend to get emotional. But I caught myself separated from my family, and I had to go live in a shelter for 11 and a half months. And it was at that moment I just told myself, I got to find a way where I can make money that's not only tied to somebody else controlling it, but also enough money where I didn't have to miss out on, I know Christine was talking about how the lady was going to have to work or something like that, and they weren't going to miss our kids' games. I missed out on so many of my kids, my daughter's t-ball games, my son's football games growing up, because I was at a factory working 10, 12 hours a day, Saturday, Sunday, 6-7 days a week. And I remember in that shelter, I went on YouTube and typed in how to make money from home, because people were making money from home. You don't know what you don't know. And you see all this stuff, and I came online, and of course I tried everything. I made a little money, but the reason why I didn't make money enough to, like I am now, to the point where I don't have to work a job, is because I didn't have the right training, something we have here. I didn't have any coaching or mentoring, something we have here. I didn't have a community. I never even heard of nothing like that. We have that here. I had no support. We have that here. I had no systems. We have that here. Everything that you need to be successful is literally rolled out like a red carpet. All you have to do is implement it. And so when I joined this program, a week before I found this program, guys, I literally had negative $6.34 in the bank. Like I was broke. And my daughter wasn't even living at home with us because she was staying with her friends because we didn't even have food in the fridge. And the next week on January the 13th is when I came across a Facebook post. A lady was talking about something about she made $600 in 2 hours or something. I can't remember what it was. And I just, I realized when you come online, you always see opportunities, and you may not know what they are, but you always see them. And it just, I was like, I was just curious, and I realized curiosity can pay you. And so I reached out to her and I just got the information, guys. I remember seeing Michelle talking on some video, and she was talking about the community and automation and all this other stuff and 100% profit and I was looking at some of the testimonials inside of the community, and it's crazy because we're almost at 60,000, and I want to say when I joined it was at like 3,000 or 5,000. It wasn't many, which is crazy. But I joined 2 days later, guys, and again I didn't have the money. I had over $7,000 of monthly expenses, and we only had about $4,500 of income coming in. Me and my wife at the time, and I had just got my life insurance check, so I was already broke. But I told myself, well, I don't have nothing, so I have nothing to lose. That was my whole mentality, because if I would have paid the bills, I was still gonna be broke. I was gonna be over $6,000 left to pay bills. So I joined the payment plan. I joined one of the programs that paid $75. People see I jump started my business with just $75, man. Country boy from Tennessee, just wanting to not work a job, don't want to work 12 hours a day, don't want to be working in the summer and on Saturdays when people at the park, people at Six Flags, Disney World, the water slide. I wanted to be there, but I wasn't. And so I joined this program, guys. You don't have to be smarter. You don't have to be smarter than a fifth grader to learn how to build a business. This is set up so simple. It's set up real simple. It's just watch the videos, implement. Watch the videos, implement. Watch the videos, implement. Stay consistent. Ask questions. Like that's it, and and you'll just continue to get better. And also the 90-day run is so powerful because this helped me a lot. Because when I first started, I was doing the copy and paste free ads. I ended up getting my investment back in 3 days. I wasn't even on social media. I wasn't even doing any of that. I was just winging it. And we went through the 90-day run. That helped me a lot. I ended up going from negative $6 to $100 grand in 4 months, guys. And I mean, it's, you don't know what you don't know. And I didn't even have the structure. I didn't have the skills down like I have now. But I say this, the money is fine, guys, but it's just the freedom that you get, the freedom of knowing that, you get to wake up now on days. I get to wake up now on days where I don't have to go to work. Like I don't even have any clocks in my house. I have one clock in the living room and the handle's broke on it. So it don't even work. So I don't even have any clocks because I don't wake up when I have to. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. And there's a difference because I don't have to report to a job. I don't have to report to a boss. I get to wake up from the skills that I've learned in this program to create content on social media and relax, guys, because my system runs on itself. And now I get to coach people. Thanks to Michelle and what she's taught me, I have my own community. I get to teach. I get to help other people because my goal is to teach people how to enhance their skills, make $10,000 because I think that is the sweet spot. I think if you can learn how to do that, which this program can teach you how to do it, you will never have to work a job again, ever. You'll never have to work a job, and you're only going to get better, but you have to start. You need the training to learn. I always tell people, Michelle, a doctor didn't wake up one day and say, hey, you know what, I'm a doctor. A nurse didn't wake up one day and say, hey, you know what, I think I'm just going to go deliver a baby, right? I didn't wake up one day and say, well, man, I'm a welder. No, I went through 12 weeks of weld training to learn how to be a master welder. This program teaches you how to build an online business if you do not know how to do it. You need social media. It's a platform that everybody is on. And this platform, along with this training, this program, with the coaching and mentorship, guys, it can put you somewhere you've never been. And I'm not talking about next year or in 3 years. It kind of reminded me where Amy said, I want to say she said when she started, she said, man, if I could just, hopefully in 3 years or something like that, I could be out of this job and she was quitting both of those jobs in 10 weeks. I ran my business. I worked my 12 hours a day and built this business part-time. And I quit my life insurance job of 3 years in 6 weeks, guys. And I haven't had a job since March the 1st. I joined on January the 15th of 24, quit my job March the 1st of 24. And I haven't had a job since. And it's all thanks to this program created. Guys, I don't have no degrees. I'm just a country boy from Tennessee who just relocated a little bit outside of Memphis into a bigger house, into, just more opportunities. I mean, I'm in the process of even creating my own digital product, which is, it's just so much that you just learn, guys. And this is the power, but this would never be possible if I kept saying, well, maybe one day, or one day I'm gonna do it. Well, maybe one day. Well, that's all good for them. Nobody's coming to save me. And I knew that. And that was something, a hard truth I had to accept. And when I accepted that, now it was all about, okay, girl, so nobody's going to get you out of this debt. Nobody's going to put food in the house. Nobody's going to help you take care of these kids. Hey, what are you going to do about it? So I had to go looking. And gratefully, and this is why I stay consistent with shit, because let's just say that lady who I seen on Facebook, let's say she had decided to say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to work today. I would have never saw her. I wouldn't be here sharing this testimonial, but she showed up. So this is why I try to show up, because had she not showed up, I wouldn't be here. And I've looked for this lady. I cannot find her anywhere, because she just doesn't even know how she's impacted my life. But I just encourage you guys, man. I've been in this program 27 months. It's just been amazing. And it's just good. The community is awesome. Michelle's just amazing. And it's just so many things. Like, you got everything here, guys. It's all you need is give yourself an opportunity, give yourself some grace. Understand you can't build a business in 3 days or 30 days, but you can get results. And I'll say this, like I said, I think Christina said, I said it back then, guys, if you can just stay consistent, if you don't quit, and if you can just follow each one of the videos, you're going to see some type of results, like whether it's in your content, in your leads, sales, whatever, and you're just going to get better if you stay close to the fire. So I just encourage you guys, there's 5 programs you can get started, any of them. A lot of them have installment plans and payment plans, fit anybody's budget. I just want to thank Michelle again for these webinars. It's good to see new people coming on every time, and it just shows you that it works. These people are not coming on here just randomly making up stuff. If they do, they got a phenomenal memory, because I don't know how they do it, but I'm just grateful and thankful to be a part, seeing all these other people come in and get their lives changed. And it's not going to stop, guys. This is just the beginning. We're going to keep on getting better and better and better. And we would love to have you guys on for the ride. So appreciate you again, Michelle. Congratulations to Christina. Congratulations to the other lady. I can't remember her name. That's just an amazing story, beautiful story. And this is what it's all about, creating and building memories. And I'm just excited to be on this, be a part of this journey. So appreciate you, Michelle.
Thank you so much for sharing. You guys see what I'm sharing with you? And yes, there's a lot of men that do this. I just asked Lou Mom if she would share today, right? Because her story is just so good. And I've heard, I'm like, I need you guys to hear her story. But get back with the person that shared this with you. Again, they sent you an email. Scroll down in the email. There's a PS. Go to their website. Get the program that is best for you. If you have questions, please email them. Reply to that email, ask their questions. They will help you answer questions, and join our community. Be part of this movement. Let's help you learn the skills so you can leave that legacy for your family. Happy Friday, everybody, and we'll see you inside the community. Thanks.
Recording stopped.
Well, welcome to me now. Welcome to my channel. I get a breather, and thank God for the webinar, and thank God for that awesome introduction into you starting your own online business. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. That's very inspirational. It's motivation right there, coming from, you know, the 6 and 7 figure earners, the self-made millionaires who are all doing this like we all are. All right. Now, guys, I don't know what it is that you do, but let me tell you, if you are living your life, a life that is full of struggles, if you are in a situation where you are, you know, struggling to make ends meet, struggling to spend time with your loved ones, struggling to live the life of your dreams, you've got stuff that's broken that must just hold on until you get your paycheck. Even then, you know, you're not just getting the best out of life, and you know deep down inside that you are meant for better, you are meant for more, you just don't know how to get there. I'm here to tell you guys, there is so much that is happening on the digital space that could literally change your life 180 degrees. You know, people are making money on their smartphones without necessarily having to put in the, you know, long working hours on a 9 to 5, without having to put in or break their backs on a dead end job, without necessarily having to wait for that paycheck after you put in the blood and sweat. Here is an online business where you will belong to a community with over 59, close to 60K people from all over the world, people who've been there and done that. But just by holding back, whereas the online space, the digital space is evolving at a very, it's evolving, it's growing exponentially. There is absolute no reason for anyone who owns a smartphone and is scrolling endlessly on the internet. There is no reason whatsoever for anybody to be holding back broke. There is no reason for you to remain stuck and not have a side hustle per se that's bringing in income. You can get paid more than your boss is actually getting paid himself. Sounds too good to be true? Yes. I was in the same spot as you are right now, thinking that, well, all this sounds too good to be true. And that's something that would have kept me stuck, were it not for me randomly stumbling on a lady, a single mama of 2, while I was trying to drown my stress, scrolling on the internet. I just don't know how she popped on my screen because I didn't have any digital skills. All I did was get myself entertained on the internet, on social media. And so one fine day, she popped on my screen, and thank God for that. Because when she spoke about earning in dollars, working from the comfort of her home, I thought, no, that sounded a bit too scammy for me. Today, I'm one of the proof in the pudding. I'm also earning that same kind of income that she spoke about back then, when I almost ignored it. That is what I'm earning as a stay-at-home mom, coming from the retail industry, where I worked for somebody else, where they controlled how much they paid me, as a single mother of 1 who raised my only child, missing out on all the good things in life, struggling to make ends meet, not even being able of providing 3 decent meals. I don't know about you. I don't know what your why could be. But there I was. I had numerous bills that had my names on them. all waiting for that paycheck. And I was payday broke, surviving on a single income. In the retail industry, I worked all week, I worked all weekend, I worked some public holidays, and still they never paid me my worth. Don't get me wrong, I went to college. I was put through school. I got good grades. I built a career. Well, because that's the way I found it. That's the way we found it. People perish for lack of knowledge. Yeah, but you don't know how much your life could be different just by doing something on your phone. It could be you just sit dreaming. All you do is dream. Besides spending sleepless nights, tossing and turning, not knowing where the next meal will come from. Story of my life. I'm a person who enjoys good things. All right? I love to smell nice. I love to look nice. I love to dress up. And you know what? All my life I thought I had this 9 to 5 and it was supposed to provide all those good things that I've ever thought about. All those good things that I used to dream about. And it was never to be, ladies and gentlemen. There you are. You might be running into debt. Yes, you may have a day job. You may have a 9 to 5 that makes you work so hard that it leaves you no time for social. It leaves you no time to even spend or create fun memories with the people who matter most to me. Story of my life. I'm that mother who lived with a lot of guilt. Quite constrained. Financially handicapped, ladies and gentlemen. I worked in the retail industry for over 3 decades. Get me right. For over 3 decades, I survived on a single income. All the while, everywhere you work, everywhere you walk, you see people who are holding on to their smartphones. There's over 5 billion people on the internet every single day. But people are struggling, and especially now. Now when everything, all the groceries have been hiked, the cost of living is just unimaginable. But there is something that you can do about it. When you come across such a business such as this, a business with over 59,600 people, we cannot all be bluffing. You too can build your own online business. You too can generate a full-time income just working from your phone, from the comfort of your home. What we do, we are promoting ready-made digital programs on the internet. You have to invest in something. Because you know about teachers. One did not just wake up from the blues and went into a school and started teaching. And neither did the nurses. One day you just don't wake up and you become a nurse. You don't just wake up and you can drive a car or a bus. If you ever come across a pilot who's flying straight from bed, it's highly unlikely that you want them to fly you, right? So people ought to learn. You get skills. And from those skills, you make use of those skills so that you can generate or earn an income. That's exactly what the programs that I invested in are teaching us. It's digital marketing. And if you don't know, digital marketing is just a fancy way of saying you are selling something on the digital space. Because digital is the internet. Digital is social media. Digital is online. On the other hand, what is marketing? Marketing is when you have to promote, when you have to sell something. So digital marketing is when you have to promote something on the digital space, online, on the internet. So when you start up a business and you have something, it could be a physical product, it could be a digital product, or even a service. Because if you come across people who are coaching, if you've ever come across someone who's coaching online on the digital space, it could be a teacher, it could be somebody who actually coaches dogs, pets. That's a service. That's not a physical product. And it's not, it's not a physical product. That's a service. Yeah? Have you come across people, nail technicians? People who are doing this business online? Have you come across what do I want to say? Like real estate, insurance, people selling insurance online? It's with the touch of a button that you can get accommodation, you can get a place to put up, you can find Airbnb. That's an online business. Have you not come across people who are actually studying on the digital space? There's more and more people who are doing stuff online post-COVID. Yeah? Remember when the pandemic hit in 2020? That's when working from home became more pronounced. So by me starting an online business as a digital marketer, I invested in some digital products that I've learned marketing skills. I've learned how you can build your own brand by investing in this digital product one time. These digital products will teach you how to be able to generate income. Like if there's over 5 billion people on the internet on a daily, that's where the money is, online, as opposed to an underpaying and stressful 9 to 5. There's more and more people who are coming to do business online. So if you come across somebody who's telling you there's a business that you can do as a stay-at-home mom, there's a business that would only require you to master 2 hours workday, there's a business that does not require you to reinvent the wheel, you don't need to restock any products, but you can sell the same product that you have purchased once off, resell it over and over and over for a lifetime. And at every purchase, the money that you get paid when a customer buys your digital product becomes all yours. Unlimited number of sales. And you're going to be taught how to do all that. You don't need to have any clue, no experience whatsoever. You don't need to have any fancy college degrees. No tech skills are required. Not even products of your own. These programs can teach you how to create your own programs, like the ones that you already will find ready-made. You don't necessarily have to have a pre-existing business, but if you do, and perhaps you're not making so much out of the sales in that pre-existing business, and you want to learn what more you can do, guys, this is a global business. It's global, like it's international. And you don't even have to cold call or push products down people's throats. No. You don't have to call family and friends, persuading them to buy the products that you've started selling on the digital space. No. What these programs teaches us is attraction marketing. You know, the way a magnet just attracts. So who are you going to be attracting? You attract your perfect customers, people who are scrolling and camping on the digital space, but are looking for ways that they can earn extra income. They are looking for ways where they can make money being present on the digital space, because this is now where the world camps. So instead of scrolling for long hours and not earning a single nickel, you might just want to translate the long hours that you're scrolling and camping online. Learn how you can create content that will attract, content that will stop somebody who's scrolling for long hours, who can believe in the story that you're telling here, because we all have stories. While I worked in the retail industry, my previous jobs, I was a problem solver. I was stuck there because I didn't have a backup plan. I was stuck there because that's all I knew. And so I put my best foot forward. I was a good worker, a problem solver, and I wore a smile. But deep down inside, I knew that it was all fake. So all the while, I faked it till, well, I never made it. Because I never earned enough. There was always somebody who told me what to do. There was somebody who was controlling how much they paid me. I was not given the opportunity of rising to becoming a boss, even though they got the results that they wanted from skills that I learned way back in college. Because every job or every business that you start, it's designed to help. It's designed to give a solution. Anything that you start, those people who are all driving or walking to a grocery store, that's big time business, isn't it? If you ever went to Amazon's website, you have a need, there's a problem that you have encountered that you want to solve. It could be you need an iPhone. Yeah, you need to keep yourself communicating with people. So you need to purchase a phone. So you would go to that retailer. You would go perhaps to Amazon and get yourself an iPhone if that's what you desire. Likewise, anybody who goes to any of those grocery stores, you have a requirement. There is a need there that's making you go there. Otherwise, you're not just waking up and just driving. Yeah? You have a list of groceries that you need to replenish to see you through life. You need to eat solution right there. If you ever visit any, you go to school because you need to develop skills, right? If you went to a driving school, you have the need of acquiring a driver's license. So you need somebody to show you or to teach you how to drive, how to be safe on the roads. Remember, it's your need. You're the one in need of that thing, whatever it is. I visit my hairdresser because I want my hair done. I go to my nail tech because I want to look good. I want my nails done. So there's somebody who provides a solution. I go to my eye person. I go to my optician because I need glasses. That's a solution right there. Now, you want a solution. If you don't want it, nobody is going to want it for you. That leads me to the reason as to my why I had the need to start a side hustle so I could get off debt. I came into this business with a lot of, I was overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid, stressed out. I lived with a lot of guilt because I wasn't able to provide what my family deserved. Clothes to put on people's backs, bread and butter to place on the table, let alone my living the life of my dreams. And so, in this day and age, what better place to get this solution? Let me know if you're one of the people who's been on Google, trying to Google ways to make extra income. Please type it in the chat. If you have ever looked for ways that you can earn extra income, if you have ever searched online for a side hustle that could bring in more money or a little extra money, it could be anything. If you have ever Googled that, yeah? Let me know if anybody on here has ever gone on to Google searching for ways that they can generate income for a side hustle where you can make money being present on the digital space. Because that was me. And I was nobody perfect. Just this ordinary mom, single mom of one, who had parents that I needed to support, who had a child who did well in school and deserved to live a good life as a child. But instead of that, I lived with a lot of guilt because I was so wait until my paycheck is out, wait until next month. Perhaps I'll be able to afford. Yeah? We cannot celebrate your birthday because I don't have a budget for it. I cannot afford to buy you marshmallows this Christmas. Let's wait, perhaps by Easter, I'll have some extra money from God knows where to buy you. So many excuses. And so the reason as to why, let me tell you what. I lost my dad to cancer. And when my dad fell sick, I was working. I was working behind the desk and breaking my back on a dead-end job, working for somebody else and building their dreams. And it breaks my heart to tell you this, that I still never made ends meet. What I earned, my income was barely enough to pay the bills. So I was still running behind on rent, running behind. I had school fees arrears. I had school fees balances. I still carried that calculator to the supermarket. And I still walked out with half the groceries because I did not need them, but because I didn't have a budget for them. So here comes my dad's ailment. Who prepares for a disease? I was surviving paycheck to paycheck. And if I'm telling you, I lived a life of survival mode. It was a roller coaster. I was so used. It was the same cycle over and over, month in, month out, year in, year end. And if I'm telling you, I had like over 13 bills that all had my names on them. Electricity, water, gas, LPG gas, fuel for my car, school fees, food to place on the table, clothes to wear, and no savings. No savings, absolutely no savings, zero savings. I was only glad after 30 days when I would get my paycheck. So how did I make it? How did I survive? I would cry in the shower, and barely could I distinguish the tears from the hot shower running through my face. Nighttime, I would toss and turn until my alarm went off. Instead of resting and having a peaceful night's rest, it was tossing and turning, wondering where I'd even get bus fare to my workstation and back. Have I ever had the landlord lock us out? Yes, I have. And so when my dad fell ill, you know, that's called cancer. You know how expensive treatment is. And my folks were long retired. But I thank God that, you know, they had stuff. They had properties that they owned, that all it would require is for them, imagine, to sell off something, to be able to afford treatment. And so there I was making trips back and forth because I'd go, there was need for me to go visit my dad in hospital, check up on him. And I didn't have any savings that I could use, you know, to just help support him. Finances, zero. And so he died of cancer. And one thing that breaks my heart is the fact that I received a call from the HR. Imagine, barely before we laid my dad to rest, before we buried my dad. So I received a call wanting to know how much longer I'd be away from my workstation. That's what happens. The job does not belong to you. You're not the boss. Somebody had the nerve to call and find out how much longer we're not gonna have you here. Fast forward to today, I call the shots. I'm my own boss. I work at my own schedule. I no longer have to wake up when I have to. I no longer have to wake up when I have to. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. And all this has been enabled because I started an online business where there are ready-made digital products that I invested in once off. And I get to resell them over and over and over. And from every sale that I make, that whole amount comes to me. The same price that I bought the programs at. The wheel has already been invented. As opposed to working for somebody who controls how much they pay you, they only pay you after 30 days. You're surviving on a single paycheck. Now I earn as much as $900 in a single day. Tell me which job can pay you that much. And I was a good worker. I have the best customer service. I have the best customer service ever. But that's not a requirement. What was required for me to invest is the will and the determination to help my family and to change the circumstances that I found myself in as a broke mom, as a mom who worked herself out and still never made it. How was I gonna know whether this was a scammy or not if I did not try it? Because when I joined back in 2024, I had gotten myself so tired of being tired. And so I was overwhelmed. And I hated the job that I was doing because it got me in so much debt. Don't we all have valid dreams? Don't you want to upgrade if you already have a car? How much can you fuel even after you receive your paycheck? How much can you fill the trunk? How much can that fuel last you? Is it possible that once you fuel, once you get paid, can you fill the trunk to see you through back and forth to your workstation and to home? Can it last you for a whole until you get your next paycheck? Hell no. What's on your bucket list? Because this is 2026, ladies and gentlemen. So if you were in problems in 2025, aren't you really looking for a way to change that? Because it broke my heart when I was called wanting to know how much longer I was gonna be away. And I had lost a parent. I had lost a parent. My dad meant the world to me. And yet, Here was somebody who really wanted to know how much longer was I going to be away from their job. And deep down, I didn't like it there. I felt it was toxic. Even the people I worked around. Yes, I put my best foot forward. I was a problem solver. But can you imagine that they actually, this is the way they created the scenario at my workstation. Because I was so good at what I did, I was good at my customer service. So they referred that all the customers who drove to my workstation, most of them were termed as my customers. Every person who would drive there, whether they had a problem or not, because I was that good problem solver, all of them, as they drove in to my workstation, yeah, my colleagues around and about me would reckon, there comes Miss Jane's customer. Every other customer who came was referred to as my customer. You know what that means? I handled most of the customers who came in. And I'm so happy to tell you that. I'm glad to tell you that from time to time, I got a pat on my back. And from time to time, I received awards for doing a good job. But I only wish that somebody had listened, because my prayer item year in, year out was for the good Lord above to make a way for my finances, to give me a financial breakthrough. And while I was on my knees, walking on my knees, he would answer, and the pay hike would be at most 2%. Now, how much can 2%? I'm not here bashing 9-to-5s. All I'm saying, it wasn't for me. I thank God that this came as an answered prayer. Now, from 2% hike on a 9-to-5 to earning between $100 and $900 in a single day on my phone as a stay-at-home mom, without having to commute back and forth at any workstation. I invested once. That same digital program, ready-made. I have learned how to market it on the digital space to the world that is now scrolling on the internet. I have learned how to create social media platforms and how to build my brand on social media using automations. Had I just been stuck on that 9-to-5, today I would not own my own website. The bosses whom I worked for were also camping on the internet. This is where they marketed their products. And from time to time, even at being overworked, I would still find time to snoop onto social media. The only difference with back then and now, back then I still spent long hours scrolling on social media and snooping in. The same social media that my bosses marketed the products that I was selling for them. The same social media, I now get to build my own brand. The same social media platforms where I scrolled for long hours trying to drown my stress is the same social media where I now get to market my done for me, ready-made digital products and earn a full-time income without having to pay a dime even to get my product advertised. I've learned how to create content that's stopping somebody from scrolling past my video. Short 1 minute, under 1 minute videos where I get to tell my story. And there is that mom, because I know I'm not the only mother who's had to struggle trying to raise their children. I know I'm not the only mom who can barely afford to replace that backpack that's falling apart. I know I'm not the only parent who, is it perhaps in a profession, in the working profession, who has a 9-to-5 job, and they are putting in all the hours, 9 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours on a job that doesn't pay you enough. You find yourself in a situation where you have so much on your plate, but very little in your wallet. You've been scrolling on social media, but you don't want to believe that this is doable. You're spending a lot of time. You come across people who are speaking about a business, an opportunity like this one. But you're not convinced that you can do it. Guys, please smell the coffee. If you find anybody who's successful, I can promise you that they are not surviving on a single paycheck. And so if I had not dived into this, the skeptic that I am, what would the alternative have been? If I had remained there just wondering, what if it doesn't work? I woke up from that stance and I turned around that into, what if it works? I had had enough of being underpaid and having stressful 9-to-5s, where I was spending all day, all week, all month, and still not being able to make ends meet. Today, I'm no longer carrying a calculator to the grocery store. I get to spoil. I'm a first-time grandma, by the way. I'm a first-time grandma. And the things that I was not able to provide for my daughter, my only child, I can now spoil my grandbaby. I'm no longer worried of what's going out of my bank account, because I discovered this golden opportunity of a business where I'm my own boss. I work on my own terms from the comfort of my home around the people who matter most to me. Just by mastering 2 hours every day. And I have a dollar millionaire friend and coach, a multi-dollar millionaire mentor, Michelle O'Neill, when she got divorced and she was left with 6 children and 5 grandbabies, she looked herself in the mirror and she thought she deserved better. Today she's present. We just hopped off from a webinar, a free webinar, where she was just inspiring, and she's the one who hosted the webinar. And we got loads of motivation from other self-made millionaires, from other 6 and 7 figure earners, multiple time, who are all doing together this business with me. The programs I get to promote are in the e-learning industry. Guys, in 2019, pre-COVID, before COVID, 2019, the e-learning economy, the e-learning industry economy made $950 million that whole year, 2019. In 2022, the economy was at $1 billion in a single day. I want you to see and to realize how the digital space is evolving. $1 billion a day from $950 million that whole year, 2019. 2022, the e-learning industry economy stood at $1 billion in a day. 2024, $3 billion in a single day. That's how much the e-learning industry fetched. The whole of 2024, it was making $3 billion daily. 2026, by the end of 2026, it has been predicted to be standing at $6 billion a day. 2030, it will hit $1 trillion in a single day. Who wouldn't want a piece of that cake? This is where the money is. Online. Online is where the money is. As opposed to that 9 to 5, that underpaying and stressful 9 to 5, guys. But you've got to want this. Nobody's gonna want it for you. It has to come from you. So this is a business, and I said every business that is in existence, it is built to bring a solution. Every business that is in existence, it's designed to solve a problem. It's designed to bring a solution. And I gave you examples. Yeah? You walk into a driving school because you have the need to learn how to drive properly on the highways and byways. And so you enroll in a college because you want to become a teacher. You want to learn nursing and medical skills. Once you're done with that school, once you have all the skills that are required in that profession, then you go build the career. You have to walk around trying to find yourself a job placement, right? So the business that I have started, my online business, I started because I was a broke mom. And I was struggling to put bread and butter on the table. I was struggling to even replace my daughter's broken backpack. I was struggling to pay all the bills. I was struggling with no savings, not even to be able to help my ailing parent at the time. And so I had to find something that I would do to bring in some extra, even if it required me to have it as a side hustle. And this is doable because you only require to spare 2 hours out of your 24 hours. There are no products that needs to be shipped in, no inventory, no breakages, there are no overheads. You don't need like a physical or traditional shop where you'll be paying bills, where you'll be paying water and electricity, or even rents. There's nothing like that in this business. You don't have to take stock. There's no inventory. You don't have to ship in products, and offend all the customers. I started a side hustle before, and if you're there, you have tried your hands into different things and not made anything. All right? If you've tried your hands on other stuff and still realize no change, if you've got your fingers burnt trying something else here and there, you're in the right channel. Don't you worry, because I've been in the same situation as you. I tried myself on a side hustle, and that was money down the drain. I needed capital because you cannot start any capital. I started a nail spa. I don't even know where I thought I would find the time, because I worked weekends as well, even public holidays. Where was I going to have time? Where was I going to find time to even go pay attention to my side hustle that I started? And so money's down the drain. Yeah. And from time to time, even at my previous workstation where I was in the motor industry, from time to time would get customers who were so cross with us because, they came looking for stuff and, would say that the products are in the high seas on their way to us. So it's going to require you to wait a little longer. Right? And the customers would get so cross. They would get so offended. Here you don't need, the minute that you invest or purchase any of my products, boom, instantly it's put in your email. Like right now, if you're interested in learning what my digital products look like, I have a free copy of a guide that will answer 99% of the questions that you may have about this business, because often we get questioned what exactly it is that we are selling. In a nutshell, my digital products are programs that are ready-made, programs that are in the e-learning industry. These programs have training, they have education, they have the knowledge of how it's a business in a box that will help you learn, that will teach you. The way you go into a college and enroll in a particular college because you want to become a hairdresser. So you need to be taught how to braid, how to curl, how to wash the head and the hair, all those things. How to relax the hair so you're not burning the customer. Those skills that you require to become an expert in hairdressing. The programs that I promote teach you how to market anything and everything online on the digital space. So it's a business in a box. The digital programs that I promote have got training. You get to learn how to attract your perfect customers so that they buy the same digital program that you're learning, the same digital program that is teaching you these skills is what you'll resell over and over. So in other words, I'd be right saying that it's attracting my customers to buy my digital programs which have that education. So I'm making money by reselling some digital programs that are actually educational programs that are equipping people with skills, marketing skills, how you can market any product on the digital space. But now these programs have already been created for you. Yours is just to start. If you're that broke mom who's looking for a way that you can make or earn extra income to get off that debt, perhaps you are a retiree or even a person who doesn't even have a 9-to-5 job, and you don't have a business either, but you still need to eat to live. You want to get off debt, or you want to live the life that you've always dreamed of. You've driven that car like mine for over 15 years. I've been a driver. I have a dream car. The car of my dreams is that Lexus. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, because now I have the right business. A business where I'm making much more than they ever paid me on a 9-to-5. I'm earning more than those professions who work so hard for long hours, waiting for that paycheck, and are on survival mode. And you still find yourself walking into a financial institution to try and solicit for funds to help you pay up. And you end up paying for that loan for your whole entire life. Some of you, yes, you have that 9-to-5 and you're working yourself so hard, but it's still never enough. You're not earning enough to make ends meet. And so you're open to looking for something that you can make that extra income through. This is something that you need to consider. This business is phenomenal. It's a business in a box. Everything is given to you like it's handed to you on a silver platter. It's as an interactive, fully briefing class where we get mentored, handheld, coached, trained by life coaches. Michelle O'Neill has made over 10 million USDs in under 3 years. You know that statement that says, show me your friends, I tell you, I show you your life. Our shoulders with self-made millionaires. And my mom by the way, she's my biggest cheer bunny. My mom really cheers me on because she has seen the fruits. I have one surviving parent, and I'm happy to be impacting her life. She's almost turning 82, and we have other grannies here, who are ordinary, regular moms and dads in the same business, who are now translating or who have chosen to convert the long scrolling time that they are spending on the internet to some high income earning activity that is beginner friendly, just following simple step-by-step training that does not require you to work hard. It's beginner friendly. So if I've worked for over 3 decades for other people, putting forward, I worked for long hours. I was drained, stressed, but I still performed and I still received awards and I still got a pat on my back for doing a tremendous job for them, building their dreams. I want you to tell me how much more this, that is now my own business. I'm my own boss. I'm not micromanaged. Nobody controls me. I wake up when I've had enough to sleep. I don't wake up because I have to. I don't wake up when I need to. I wake up because I've had enough sleep. Who wouldn't desire that? I wake up when I'm done sleeping. And now I have an automated business. A business that's fully automated. I have a system that's fully automated that works for me round the clock, 24/7, 365 days. What more do I need? Whether I'm on my feet or asleep, my business is still running. My system is still running. My system is the one that pushes my product to the world out there, to the people who are scrolling on the internet. I don't have to cold call no one. I never have to get on the phone with anyone. Imagine there's a whole list of emails that my system keeps sending to my leads, to the people who are interested, who have come across my videos, short, fun videos, under a minute videos. That's the content that I have been taught to create so that it will attract my perfect customers to come into my website, to land onto my sales funnel. And it's amazing that they get a free guide. My Freedom Formula, a copy of my Freedom Formula blueprint that answers 99% of all the questions that anyone might have about these digital programs that I promote, about starting an online business that pays me between $100 and $900 in a single. The comfort of my home, no overheads, no of products, no inventory, no breakages, no uplines, no downlines, no monthly fees, no, oh my goodness. I could go on and on and on. And from every sale, because this is a global business, I get to earn 100% profit and I get paid in dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what it is that I do as a stay-at-home mom and get to earn a full-time income without leaving the comfort of my home, you want to grab my copy, my free guide, my Freedom Formula blueprint. Right now, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Be sure to go on to my description. Easy Daily Earn, that's my website. I purchased that website $39 only, and it's pre-built. That's where my products are all stored. I have a bundle of 4 programs that I promote. $100 is the lowest product. $100, if you choose to start at $100, you get $100 worth of training, worth of education, worth of worth of training, worth of education, and you're gonna get skills from that digital program that costs $100. That's the starting point. $100, that's the lowest program there is that anybody can start at. You buy that program once, you pay $39 to get your website. Your website will be pre-built. And you don't need to have any skills, no experience is required. You don't even need any fancy college degree. I came into this business with no clue. But because I deep down, my intuition believed in this, and thank God that I plugged in. So 100 is the lowest. You buy your website and it comes pre-built so that $100 program sits in your website. Anybody who needs to know about my digital business will have to visit my website. That's my online store. And it's a one-time fee. The $39, you pay it once. So you have a product, it becomes you own it for life. That product, you will own it for life. And you also get that license known as master resale rights, that internet to market it. And anybody who comes across your product, who visits your website and is also interested in starting the business, will buy that program at $100. And that becomes your money. That money will land in your bank account, because the website is also, all your payment gateways are linked onto your website. You understand? So you have a product, the product sits in your website. That's $100. This program has skills. It's pegged to a license that will allow you to own the program, learn from it. Once you learn how to market it, once you learn how to resell it on these platforms that are freely availed to us, everything that you need to know how to do, how to resell it, when to resell it, what to do, will be provided. It comes within the program. So the skills that you will learn from this will help you market it, will help you build your brand with that ready-made digital program. You'll be building your brand website. You're not building the brand for a company, no, for yourself. You will have full legal rights to own that program and also resell it for life. If you get 10 customers buying your program, because I said it's global, your business will be global. It's a global business. And therefore, today you get somebody purchasing your program from India, another one from Germany, one from Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa. How many are those? 10 customers who are interested in your product. 10 customers times $100. That's $1,000. That's $1,000 into your bank account without having to get on the phone with anybody. They just visited your website. They got a copy of your guide, your Freedom Formula blueprint. That will tell you, give them all the information that they need to even get started. You don't need to talk to anybody or call them or push products down people's throats. No, that's 100. 100, you'll have one program to resell, one program to the skills from, and it will sit in your website. Now, your website, you need an identity. You need a name for your business. That's known as domain name. You pay around about $42 to $50 to get your business name, which comes along with your business name. The business name that you purchase, if you want to call your business Jane Digital or what, I bought a name, Easy Daily Earn. That's my business name. Easy Daily Earn. That's my business name. And therefore my website is easydailyearn.com. If you visit my website, you can discover how to earn 100% profit online using social media. That's what this business entails. You can learn how to make money online using social media. That's all it is. So digital marketers are people who are making money online using social media. So $100, you can resell it to as many as would be interested. And every sale that you make, that's money coming into your bank account directly. You don't share it with anyone. It's 100% profit over and over and over. The next program is $300. From 100, the next program is $300. You can start at whichever level. I started on the $300 program, not knowing that I would be given the 100 as bonus. And so I started with 2 income streams. I got 2 programs that I could learn from. I learned 2 programs. I got training worth $100 as well as $300. Imagine I paid $300. I paid $39 for my website, and I bought my domain name at that time at $42. I paid that and I was starting. I started by paying $300 plus $39 plus $42. And I got 2 income streams and I plugged in. This is not examinable. You don't have to sit in a class and wait until you graduate to start earning. No. What you learn is what you will apply online and start attracting your perfect customers. What these programs will teach you is attraction marketing. Just like I said, a magnet attracts. You'll be attracting your perfect customers. Out of 5 billion people who are scrolling on the internet every single day, how many mamas do you think would be attracted to your business where they are making money, spending, or sitting on the mat or on the carpet, building castles, yeah, with their loved ones? How many retirees do you know who would be looking for ways to earn extra income because pension is not enough? How many people are trying to find jobs and they're not easy to come by? Not with the economy, not with the hardships that we are encountered with. How many people are looking for something that they can do because they already are spending time on the internet? Hmm? Guys, so if you're there and you're interested, easydailyand.com, go on to my description, get in touch with me. I've got all my contact details right there. So if you're interested, you want to learn what it is that you can do to get off that debt, what it is that you can do to earn money that will help you live the life of your dreams. You know that you are meant for better. Right? People are gonna get laid off. Recession is right here with us. Do you have a backup plan? Do you? If you want to stop the struggles, you're looking for a better way out. Maybe just like me, you are so tired of, not being appreciated. You are tired of being tired. Enough of you breaking your back. Enough, you've had enough of, putting in blood and sweat. And you're looking for something that, you can just live life. Is it your retirement home, fancy home, that you've been dreaming about? You want to see into reality now? Get in touch with me. I'll be happy to hold your hand. Mine was held too. Imagine there's over 59,000 people from all parts of the world doing the same business. We all can be crazy. We are all not bluffing. We cannot be bluffing. Guys, if you've been living a life that's full of hardships, you indeed can write a better story. And you don't have to be great to do this. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. We all are ordinary, regular moms and dads, burnt out professions who all decided to come into this business. I see somebody mentioning my name in the community. I need to go, guys. This is a Super Friday, and I'm really, really glad that I could do this, because had I not met the lady who I met, that single mom, random stranger who I found on social media talking about this same business, had she not done it, guys, had she not shown up for her business, I would have never known about this. It's for the same reason that I show up for my business. I'm also doing this to help other moms, other parents who have been in that same spot that I was. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've had myself a blast. Be sure to start this, because nobody is coming to save you. You've got to want to save yourself. So if there comes an opportunity such as this one, if you get an opportunity such as this, guys, you're an introvert. Perhaps you're wondering, what if I cannot speak the way she does? What if I cannot, I don't want to show my face? You can go all mute and cute, but still learn how to market these digital programs faceless. You can build a faceless empire. And that's by not using your voice and not showing your face, not showing up on social media, but still building your brand online, but still doing this business and marketing the products without the use of your voice, without people ever seeing your face. That's what is known as faceless marketing. There are people who make thousands. There's thousands and millions to be made on a digital space. But if you just keep your back on the wall, how are you going to know if it works if you're not in? And I'm telling you, everything will be provided to you. Even when you're not up to showing up. Imagine making money in your sleep, making money in your shower, making money when you're not even showing up. Because there are automations that are working for you behind the scenes. This is the best thing next to giving my life to Christ. This is the next best thing next to giving my life to Christ, I promise you. As a stay-at-home mom, and now I can travel all I want, I keep checking my bucket list. I don't know how many resolutions you had when we crossed over into 2026. Guys, do you realize April is almost done? 4 months now, 4 months down, 8 to go, God willing. And if you haven't changed your life a bit, I promise nothing's going to change. You've got to want this. Become of that global community with over 59,000 members. And allow the support and there's amazing support within the community. Learn how you can start your own YouTube channel like me. And by creating 3 pieces of content, by showing up like Mama who's still busy scrolling, I cannot find sleep. Because of the hardships, because of all the, struggles. And her mind is not at peace. Somebody else showed up. I stumbled onto this. And now I not only do my business, I not only run my business on YouTube, but also on all the other social media platforms. And it didn't require me to have a large following. No, I started on 0 following. And since they have taught me how to create 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds to a minute videos, the 3 video contents that I create on a daily, I post them across my social media platforms that they have taught me how to create, and I attract unlimited sales. The same sales, they purchase my products from Papua New Guinea, from Melbourne, Australia, from North Carolina, from Houston, Texas, places that I've never been. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I'd be where I am today. All because I took action and I believed in myself. You can write your own story. You have a story to tell. So come become part of this phenomenal business. Become part of this amazing global community, and let's walk this journey together. And your future self will be glad that you did. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's bye for now. Love you, Lords, and God bless you. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of Friday. Have yourselves a wonderful good night this Friday, depending on where you joined my live from. It's been so wonderful having you all hang out with me. God willing, I get to redo this. God knows when I'll be back, perhaps Monday. So see you and God bless you. You're all amazing. Love you to bits. Bye.